You know, it's been common practice for many of us to take vitamin D and calcium supplements to protect our bones and to prevent osteoporosis. But a new study from the Institute of Medicine found that you may be getting more of these nutrients than you think. Here with more information on the topic is Dr. Nieca Goldberg. She's the medical director of the NYU Women's Heart Program and author of The Complete Guide to Women's Health. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me. It's a really important topic.
It is, because so many women friends, including me, take calcium and vitamin D. And the question is, this study really sort of flies in the face of all of that good recommendation.
You know, we all want to have strong bones because it's not pleasant to have a fracture. But the study pointed out that we may be getting too much calcium. And people aren't taking into account that we get calcium and vitamin D in our food. First off, in order to have healthy bones, we need to have both calcium and vitamin D because the vitamin D helps us to absorb calcium.
And so they work together, and that's why they're often recommended to be taken together.
That's right. Now, vitamin D and calcium can be tested in blood tests to know our levels. And it's really important for us now to understand that there's like vitamin D mania. Before a patient comes into my office and I'm able to say, how are you doing today?
Right.
It's like, can I get my vitamin D tested? And, you know, it's one important health issue. So the important thing about the study, the important points, is that women over the age of 50, men and women over the age of 50, need to get about 1,200 milligrams of calcium. Would you believe it? The group of people that isn't getting enough calcium happens to be adolescent girls.
Oh, interesting.
They need to get about 1,300 milligrams a day. What the study enforces, and I believe and tell my patients all the time, is that you should count how much calcium you get in your diet.
Right.
You may be getting more than you think.
Right. So that the calcium, the supplements that we take might be giving us too
much calcium.
Which can put us at risk for some other ailments.
A few months ago, there was a study that looked at menopausal women who were taking calcium supplements, and the other group of women in the study were eating calcium in their diet. And they found that the supplement group had a higher rate of heart attack.
Wow. And kidney stones can be a problem too if you have too much.
That's right. And if you do take calcium supplements, I always recommend that you drink water, a lot of water.
For that reason, to avoid the kidney stones.
And if you have kidney problems,
right,
you should talk to your doctor before taking calcium or vitamin D.
You know, the supplements were seen as sort of this magic pill because not only was it going to help with bone health, but it was supposed to help prevent heart disease, prevent cancer. Did this study find any of that to be the case?
The study found out that all the vitamin D and calcium are beneficial for at this point is to protect our bones.
Bottom line,
no
heart disease,
not heart disease, not cancer.
Right.
Doesn't make you happier.
So you're not saying stop taking your calcium supplements. You're saying just be more aware and more mindful of how much you're getting through food and how much you really need.
That's right. What you do is, for an example is a cup of yogurt.
Right.
You take a cup of yogurt, it's 400 milligrams of calcium. So if you need to get 1,200 a day, you're already 400 milligrams there. I think you need to read food labels because lots of foods are being fortified with both calcium and vitamin D. So orange juice, cereal, milk has calcium and vitamin D in it.
So you're getting all of that extra vitamin D sneaking into your meals without even you realizing it.
That's right. So, you know, take a good look at what you're eating. There are some foods. So, for instance, nobody realizes this, but you know what a great source of vitamin D is? Mushrooms. Mushrooms make vitamin D the way we do.
I had no idea.
Out in the sun.
Wow.
Exposure to light. And the bigger the mushroom cap, the more vitamin D. So a portobello mushroom has almost 400 international units of vitamin D, some of those big mushrooms. So I think it's really important to add up your food sources. And a suggestion I make to my patients is that once you start looking at foods as your source of vitamins and minerals, you start to eat a healthy diet. Vitamin D is hard to find in the diet.
Right. So give us some examples of how you can get vitamin E.
Vitamin D in the diet, mushrooms, salmon, a good heart-healthy choice for omega-3s and vitamin D. You can get calcium in green leafy vegetables. Sardines are both a good source of calcium and vitamin D. Egg yolks and organ meats also contain large amounts of vitamin D, but it's not on the cardiologist's menu. So if you have a cholesterol problem, those are things not to choose.
And I will keep the organ meats off of my menu anyway. That's just a point of preference. What about sunshine? We talk about getting vitamin D out in the sun. How much would you recommend?
You need to be out about 15, 20 minutes to get enough vitamin D, sun exposure to make vitamin D.
Mm-hmm. And do you recommend sunscreen along with that sun exposure?
Actually, when you're out in the sun and making vitamin D, it's usually without sunscreen. So particularly people with fair skin or have a risk for skin cancer, I don't really advocate long-term sitting out in the sun, because sometimes people forget how long they are in the sun.
Right, and there are also non-supplemental ways that you can benefit your bones, like through exercise and stuff.
Exercise, not smoking,
right.
Avoiding too much alcohol.
Okay, all great things to know. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Goldberg. Appreciate it. And of course, you can visit the health page at abcnews.com for more on this topic.